We could just cut that.
All right, ready?
I really fucked it, didn't I?
Rated E for everything.
What is going on, everybody? You're back with a brand new episode of Rated E for Everything.
I can't tell you how much better it is when you're here. I'm just so happy you're here. I never want to record alone again. I will, but I hate it.
I'm really sorry, listeners, for my absence last week. Colegio is Jesus, it's beating my ass.
Can relate to that. Yeah, we've been there.
So, but I'm back this week and I'm blowing off my responsibilities because I'd rather do that.
And I'm enabling.
Listen, okay. Obviously, like, I'd rather record a fucking podcast episode than go study for 7 hours for linear algebra. Like, really, what's the fucking, like, is there a difference there? Like, clearly one is way better than the other.
It's not even a toss-up at that point.
No, it's not. It's like, enjoy my life or hate myself. Like,
somewhere in between.
No, enjoy. That's what this is.
Yeah,
pure
okay.
ecstasy. Pure
good.
ecstasy.
Wow.
Well,
I'm glad that does this for you. That's a lot.
It's Chanel, you give me pure ecstasy. You put me in pure ecstasy.
I get that a lot.
Nirvana. Absolute bliss.
Yeah, okay.
Transcendent.
Transcendent. That's the one.
That's the one. That's the descriptive word. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't give two fucks about what the episode's about because we have to do the Kami game first. So get right.
I'm ready when you. I don't think we're talking about the podcast where we talk a little about a lot or whatever. Yeah, I don't think I ever did that. Anyways, moving on. I'm ready when you are.
In 3, 2, 1, aquarium.
Can. Oh.
Okay.
Can and aquarium. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's get it.
Okay.
All right, ready? In 3, 2, 1, tuna.
Litter. Oh. Oh, they both make so much sense.
Damn it. All right. Okay. Ready?
Not really.
Come on. Use your mental. Come on. You got it. Across 150 miles, we will transcend each other.
I have nothing right now.
No.
Okay. All right. Do it to it.
In 3, 2, 1.
Fish.
Cat. Fuck.
Litter. Oh, litter and tuna. That's so good.
Yes.
Oh.
Come on.
Wow. Not even close. Like it wasn't. I wasn't even in that row.
Not even in the zone. Nowhere near it. Actually.
Holy, that was so good. Why am I just? Oh, I lose today. Okay, so what is it? Cat and
fish.
Cat.
I mean, like, you ready?
There's two
no way, bro. That did not just fucking happen.
I was gonna say two answers. We could just cut that.
All right, ready?
I really fucked it, didn't I? Well, I think we know what it is.
All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm crying.
In 3, 2, 1.
Animals.
Animal.
Oh
my god.
I'm just gonna leave it, honestly.
I mean, yeah, at this point it really doesn't matter, does it?
Oh, I'm actually crying. I wanted to say there's two answers because I was gonna say food or animal. Like fish and cat. Like the cat eats the fish, it's food.
Oh, I was like, Chanel,
I'm not
what
eating
do
cats.
you
I'm
mean?
not. I mean, whatever like the local Chinese restaurant is selling, I don't know if it is actual meat. I mean, cat's actual meat if you think about it. We're gonna move on. We're just gonna move on. Anyways, I was gonna say there's two answers, and there's two animals. Yes, there is. Cat and fish.
Yes, there is.
Whoops. Anyways,
I'm mildly disturbed by the tangent that you just went off
I'm
on
not eating
about
cats.
eating
I'm
cats.
just saying. I always tell people this. I think we've talked about this before. I don't care what you're serving me if it tastes good. Like, I don't
True.
care.
That's facts, actually.
People are like,
yeah.
Taco Bell's serving horse meat, and I'm like, okay, tastes great. Like, I'm in. Like, I don't
Man,
know.
fucking love horse. Didn't know horse tasted this
Horse
good.
is like a delicacy in Iceland, so whatever. They're giving me high quality. Where are they getting horse anyways? If it was human and it tasted good, fine. Whatever. I've said this a million times.
Do you know that Army Hammer's a cannibal?
Yeah, I heard about that, and he's
I was
still
like-
getting jobs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's I mean, good for him, you know.
Each
Sometimes you
their
can just
own.
sometimes you can just surpass that kind of thing. I mean, most people don't come back from cannibalism, but I guess you fucking go off.
I
Like,
literally think at this point it's harder to come back from veganism than it is cannibalism.
True.
How did we get here? It's already happening.
We're not even 10 minutes into the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's actually start the topic. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, I was in charge this week because I'm back. So guess what that means? We're recording on one of my favorite topics, and I don't give two shits if you like this or not. It's a Star Wars episode, y'all. That's right.
I feel like it's been a
fucking
little
ready.
while, right?
That's the TIE fighter sound.
Oh, actually, Hannah said if we didn't make sounds for the Star Wars episode, she wasn't going to listen to it. So,
Oh, well, perfect. Off
There
to
you
a
go.
fantastic start.
yeah.
The shifting it to light speed.
Just keep going, please. This is
So
highly
on today's
entertaining.
episode of the Star Wars episode, yep, that made logical
Yeah.
sense. On the
Uh-huh.
Star Wars episode today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking all things Star Wars, things that have come out, things that are coming out. Just a big update on just everything in general. I want to drill Chanel with some information and then also receive her to drill me with some information as well.
I love that for
I,
us.
I just hope that
I would love to
this
drill
entire
you.
episode is just drilling between me and Chanel and you, the listeners. We want to drill you too.
We would
so
love to drill you.
we would love to
Just a
drill
good
information.
drill.
Just a good drill. But first, I actually came prepared and I put together some talking points
Oh, dear
because
God.
you know, I told you I was excited.
Yeah, if it's Star
So-
Wars, he's all in. Anything else, he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get off to the
Oh, we're gonna get off
let's
and
just-
drill?
yeah, let's get off. Let's get off because you know nothing makes me hornier than Star Wars. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Twi'leks. Mwah. Mwah. Natalie Portman.
Oh God, I'm in for that.
Bellissimo.
Also, Hayden Christensen in for that
Fan-
as well.
Fantastico.
Love it.
Ewan McGregor.
Oh dear
Oh.
God. Pedro Pascal's voice.
Oh, not my boy Din Djarin. How dare you?
Oops.
Well, speaking of Mandalorian, let's talk about the thing that just most recently concluded. That was a brand new Star Wars project, which was the Book of Boba Fett.
You mean
No,
Mandalorian season 3?
no, it's Mandalorian season 2.5 because season 3 is still gonna release.
2.5. It's
Yeah,
like Lion
it's-
King 1.5.
Yes, exactly. It's the most interesting part was the Mandalorian's portion of the Book of Boba Fett. Y'all,
Yeah.
very big spoilers. Going forward, I
Oh,
feel like I
true,
should
true.
say
Yeah, good
because
call.
it did just come out. So, very huge spoilers going forward. So let's get into it. I really did not fuck with the first 4 episodes of this TV show. I thought they were legit terrible. Felt like I was watching some like fucking CW nonsense. I was like, Disney, what did y'all do? How did you fuck up Boba Fett? I don't know how they did it. How did you fuck up a show that should have been so good? He's literally a mafia boss. It's Star Wars Mafia. It's one of the coolest concepts ever. and you didn't do it right. You didn't do it right. You got like the Power Rangers youth group going instead. Like, what the fuck is this?
So here's the thing. Star Wars, we all know, and I'm just gonna throw this out there again. Star Wars is not like my forte. I don't know enough about it. I try. I just don't.
I mean, you know enough to give an opinion on the show, I'd say. Like,
I'm just throwing it out there. But I feel like if I cared more about Boba Fett in general, which I am a bad person to ask, because when this show was announced, I was like, yeah, I don't really care. And Cody and Carl were both like, are you fucking kidding me? It's Boba Fett. And I was like, to be honest, he does not matter.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it doesn't matter anymore. And they were both like super mad at the time.
Listen,
and
she's right.
And I was like, okay, but that's just like, I don't know. For me, Boba Fett doesn't do anything. Like, he looks cool. He does some cool things, and that was the extent. So like, when this came out, the first 4 episodes were like very deep, like lore of where he's been, and I didn't care.
It wasn't
because I don't care about him, but I could see if people were like obsessed with that character, like that was their one. Any backstory is good story, you know?
True, but also like the writing was kind of terrible, man. Like, kind of like some of the worst like writing potentially, like definitely up there with Loki, I'd say, in terms of like dialogue. Like, some of that shit was pretty terrible, pretty fucking bad.
It did feel like you're right. It felt like super CWE, like very like cheesy and kind of surface level, slightly like childish, like Power Ranger-ish in the first couple episodes. But like, I mean, him creating his like staff was cool, and the train scene was cool.
Yes, the train scene was very cool. Seeing him like getting more like background on the Tusken Raiders was actually interesting, even though like I didn't really care that much, but like it was cool. Like, I was like, this is neat. Like, you're really expanding your universe here, like adding like, you know, his perspective on their culture and stuff like that, and him like kind of getting inducted into their like local clan more or less. But
yeah.
I regardless though, like that still was not that interesting to me. I was like, I mean, cool, and like obviously the like a bantha scene is fucking iconic. That shit's great. But other than that, like, not the best.
Honestly, there's some scenes that I was like, what the fuck are we watching? One being the stupid colored scooter chase, like the like slowest chase in all of Star Wars.
Oh my god.
These are creatures that go through hyperspace, and they were crawling on hover Vespas.
Yes.
On hover Vespas.
It was crazy. It was literally crazy. One of the worst chase scenes I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, that was rough. And then the scene where he's like, I get the humor and like the lightheartedness, which you don't usually get with Boba Fett, but like the scene where he's teaching them to ride the speed bikes, like, it was funny at first, and then it just kept going.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I get it. Like,
they clearly don't understand.
Yeah, like, and then a lot of the dialogue was very like, I am Boba Fett.
No, literally. No, I feel like that was a lot of his like entire everything that he said was just like, I'm the daimyo of Mos Espa. Okay. And then do something about it then.
Yeah, like, do something. And also the fact that what bothers me like so much is like 90% of the time that he walks into a battle, he takes his helmet off. And I'm like, what is the point? Just don't even carry it anymore, honestly.
No, like, seriously. You think that he would give more of a fuck about that since it literally saved his life in the past? But, you know, I guess not. Not. Because
he just likes to have it as like an arm piece.
He does. That's because that's where he rests his rifle as well. Fucking clown. Literally, that he would not.
His rifle like this. Always. You can't.
And then watching him like ready it, like he was like when he went to like ready his rifle in the last episode when he had Cad Bane, we're gonna face down. I was like, you're about to get blicked up, sir. You are not the fastest hand in the West. And guess what? He wasn't.
Okay, so after the first 4 episodes, what are your feelings?
Literally, like the tonal shift in episode 5 was crazy. It was crazy.
As soon as the Mandalorian stepped in.
No, exactly. Literally, like his like theme, the Mandalorian theme song started, and it was just like, I was like, it's done. It's done. Like, this is the best. This is peak right here. This is it.
It honestly, though, literally, as soon as you saw him or were about to see him,
it was
like the whole show changed. They changed up everything. And
they
it got
did.
More exciting.
Yes. They changed the dialogue. Like, everything about it was different. Everything about it. Everything.
Yeah.
That's that's why I said like tonal shift. Like also something I wanted to discuss with you. Like I know we watched these episodes separately, but like okay, watching him use the dark saber and do terrible was so cool
Amazing.
to see. Was so cool to see.
Amazing.
Like watching him learn how to wield it and like knowing that like it's so heavy to him because hasn't accepted it yet. And that
Yeah.
even at the end of Book of Boba Fett, it was still heavy. Watching him like drag it, I was like, this is kind of hard, not gonna lie. Like, this is cool as fuck to see. Like,
yes, I adore the first scene you see with him have it. He like slices his fucking leg open. Like
he literally hurts himself. Yep.
More people in Star Wars need to do that instead of like Finn picking up a lightsaber and just being like, he's like, I'm cool with it. Like this works for me.
Exactly. Like
awesome.
I feel like that's how normal people would be with a lightsaber. Exactly the way that like he is depicted.
Yeah.
And I thought that was very cool to see. Also seeing him fight Paz Vizsla was like a match that have been waiting for since like Mandalorian season 1. Like I know that they helped each other, but like you knew that they were gonna face down each other at some point because like the Vizslas are assholes. Like come on, they've been assholes since the beginning.
They are now. They didn't start as assholes, right? Wasn't he the first Jedi? The first Mandalorian?
Yeah, but
Jedi?
wasn't he like? I don't know enough about him. Talk about a character that needs more fucking
I think
lore.
The Vizsla, the first Vizsla, I don't know which one.
He was the one who created the Darksaber, yes.
Yeah, but he was like he was like the only cool Mandalorian with the Jedi and like helped save like a bunch of lives. Like he was cool, but I think after that it just turned into a power grab.
Fucking the dickhead from Clone Wars Mr. Pre-Vizsla.
Crimson Dawn dude.
Really, fuck you. No, I mean he started. Was it the Crimson Dawn? Was that the name of their? No, Death Watch. The leader of Death Watch.
Doesn't it turn into? Oh.
It becomes the Crimson Dawn when Darth Maul like gets involved.
Yeah.
And then it's the
it's coming back. It's coming back.
Okay, yeah, you got it. The wheels are turning.
I'm getting there.
Also very cool to see the Pikes again, even though like they did not feel like as much of a like they felt like your local like bullies. Like not the fucking huge crime syndicate that they literally are. I do not think that
all of it happened. Like even the Fets came back, or not the Fets, sorry, the Hutts came back, and it was like very like child's play. I don't know.
I was like, this is a big deal.
Yeah,
this is a huge deal, and y'all are just like making them out to be like jokes. How is this happening right now?
Yeah. I felt like everything was downplayed a lot.
I also feel like Ming-Na Wen really like
carried the whole fucking show.
Yes, that and what I also think that she wasn't in it nearly enough as she should have been.
Literally, if she needed more. I would have turned it off. I would have turned it off if she.
I agree. I think that she needed to be in it more. Like she is a more interesting and cool character than Boba Fett ever will be. Literally a master assassin. Like the fact that she wasn't in the last episode until like the last 5 minutes made me so upset.
But it was so cool when she was.
Oh yes, it was great. I was like, this is like I was playing Assassin's Creed right now. Like this is so cool. Like,
so that's a Fennec Shand, BT dubs, if you don't know that.
Yes, Fennec Shand. Literally one of the coolest characters ever. So I love her. Also, she's in the Bad Batch, another Star Wars project that came out a while ago. It's been a minute since we've done a Star Wars episode.
Yeah,
so
it sure has.
I don't think we've talked about the Bad Batch, but we'll get to that. I will. Yeah. But anyway, she's in that as well, which is very cool that they're like adding these new characters and then adding them to things that already existed. Like, hey, look, like that's that's building the universe. Like it's so cool to see.
I was gonna say that is one of the plus sides of having Disney take over. Disney is so good at filling gaps. They're so good at filling gaps. So
yes, they are.
To like throw in these characters, which I want to talk about that the last 2 episodes, all of the freaking cameos are like,
oh my god, it's crazy.
Yeah. But Disney is like legendary at doing that, just filling it and making it work. So like, cheers to them. Cheers to the like one good thing Disney brought to Star Wars.
Star Wars, exactly. Because this is like such a cool era to be in for Star Wars fans. Because I mean, really think about it. Like the last time we had a secure, like a constant flow of like content was like Clone Wars era, maybe. So like early 2000s. But like actual like media, like besides books and stuff, like it was nothing for so long. So to see like new movies and TV shows coming out, like even though the sequels are ass, like they've low-key been kind of killing it with these shows a little bit. So especially Mandalorian, like I have never been so invested in a non-force using aspect of Star Wars. That's always been the least interesting portion of Star Wars to me, because I feel like the Jedi and Sith is like obviously the most interesting, and like the Force and everything that surrounds like all of that shit is so much cooler than like we've talked about this. I've never cared for like the Rebels or anything like that. Like that's just like it's boring to me. But
Carl
to
says the
see,
regular
like,
people.
yeah,
we
but
got
the
enough
way
of that.
that they've like written Din Djarin, he's become one of the most compelling fucking Star Wars characters in existence, I think.
I
Like,
agree, but I do have to like play my favorite game, Devil's
Devil's Advocate.
Mandalorian, it's very much like watching Criminal Minds. Like, you know exactly what it's a good fucking show, but you know exactly what you're gonna get every episode. Like, we have this thing we have to do on this planet. There's gonna be an obstacle. We're gonna have to help someone else to get to the thing. We get the thing, and then we leave the planet. And then we go do it again, and like that's all you get.
That is true. But I don't know, like some of those Mandalorian episodes, I think that The Mandalorian is one of the best shows on Disney Plus, just in general.
I think it's good. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, like, you have to, if you're going in to watch it, you have to be prepared. Like, it is very much like that, like Criminal Minds, or like, here's the bad guy, here's the clues, here's how we get to the bad guy. Let's do it again. Like, it's very that.
I agree.
But it's still good, and trust me, like, Criminal Minds is one of the best shows on TV. So like, no hate in that comparison at all.
There's something like the Book of Boba Fett did not do right was like, I think that what makes Mandalorian good is like, it is like self-contained stories, like you said, like on each planet, but they're interesting. It's compelling stories. Like, even though it is the same formula at times, like the episode where he first meets Cara Dune and they defend the town with like those villagers and stuff. That's so cool. Yeah. Like, even though we're probably never going to see them again, or the episode where he goes with and I'm not going to remember the comedian, and they invade like the stormtrooper.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the second season,
the prison one where it doesn't matter.
No. Not that one. The one with him again.
The second season. Okay.
The second season one. That episode is way more interesting, especially seeing like they wrote a fucking like ex-stormtrooper so well in a 45-minute episode, and they couldn't do that with 3 hours of movies with Finn. Like, are you kidding?
Finn was rough.
John Boyega got robbed from that role. Like, Finn was like, they literally like made him out to be like the next Jedi, and then they like completely did him dirty, bruh.
Yeah, his whole story is awful.
It's literally like he's got no personality.
Yeah,
he's very like he's such a two-dimensional character. It's so sad.
He's very much like I think of Transformers when I think of him in the movie, like that, like there's an explosion and then he yells Ray's name, and then there's an explosion and then he yells Ray's name, and that's all he does. Like,
oh, seriously, that's like most of the last.
Sign him up for the next Transformers and he'll just be like, Bumblebee! And like that's his whole role. That's
all right. Hey, Shia LaBeouf killed those screams.
Oh yeah, true. Good movie.
Nobody could scream Bumblebee like Shia LaBeouf can scream Bumblebee. Okay.
I will never argue with that.
Not even Haley Steinfeld. Sorry.
Oof.
Even though I need to see that movie, especially because she's in it.
Dude, Carl like knew very little to nothing about Haley Steinfeld before Hawkeye, and I was like, bro, you are gonna be so happy. Like, you are just gonna fall in love with this girl, and my dear God,
it happened. I was consuming two separate pieces of her media at the same time. Hawkeye and Arcane.
Yep. Yeah. She's good, dude.
She's this very much this.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. 10's across the board. No splash.
I'm also watching Dickinson with, and she's the lead.
Ooh.
So give me poetry. Give me
lesbian. Love scene. Lesbian. Love scene.
Give me poetry, the gays, and Haley Steinfeld. I'm sold.
Perfect. And old eight-timies. Eight
timies.
The 8-timies. 1800s.
I'm calling them 8-timies.
The 8-timies, yeah, of course. What else could they possibly be?
Okay. Back to focus. Star Wars.
Refocus.
Star Wars. The cameos / appearances. Let's talk about them.
They did, like, Luke was great. The way he looked even better, I think, this time. And that made me like I was like, they are doing good. And seeing him like kind of becoming like a Jedi master, like I was like, okay, like finally we're going to see like him like kind of move past that Return of the Jedi age and kind of becoming the master that he should be, not the sad sack that was depicted in The Last Jedi.
Oh, well, he'll get there because
I know.
mean, they like so clearly like that was something I like too. So again, spoilers, they make little baby Grogu choose between like Jedi and other life. And like that was so divisive before, and they're
Yeah.
like, hey, guess what, he's doing the same thing, that's why he's miserable in the next movie. He's like, haha, like that was very well, like,
Only a Sith
sense.
deals in absolutes.
Yep. So
I mean, like, imagine being Grogu in that situation. Something from my adopted father or something from some fucking dead guy who I don't even know.
yeah.
What am I gonna pick? Like, what the fuck?
I like that guy, we had fun.
Seriously. Also, okay. My second favorite cameo was the fucking Naboo starfighter.
Yes.
Seeing
so cool.
them work on that and like put it together and it become his new ship, I was like, when I can never remember when the mechanic pulled the tarp off of the ship and she was like, I got something new for you. And he's like, this isn't a Razor Crest. I was like, Din, shut your fucking mouth, bro.
It's so much
because
better.
it's way cooler than the fucking Razor Crest. Get out of here.
It's so much cooler. He needed like a speedy little whippy boy.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
The Razor Crest was not doing it. I mean, it was cool, but when it got blown up, I was like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do better.
Damn. Okay. And of course, are you like everybody who like saw the end of Mandalorian and was like, oh my god, Grogu's not coming back? I was like,
yeah, right.
Yeah, dumb or just like plain stupid? Like, what is it? Because they literally alluded to it in the episode where he was making like where they were fixing the ship. She was like, I got rid of the astromech seat. I was like, I wonder who's gonna go there. Who could it possibly be?
An empty, tiny little space. Yeah. So okay, there's Grogu, there's Luke, then also
Ahsoka, which was good to see her again. So that also ties in like the fact that she's getting her own Disney Plus series has me so excited because that means we're finally going to see potentially a conclusion of Rebels a little bit more.
Yes.
I would like to see what the fuck happened to Ezra because he's been gone for years.
I am so excited to see Ezra in a live action film because him as an adult, he was like, he had the whiny bitch Jedi syndrome when he was little, but by the end of Rebels, he was like close to one of my favorite Jedi. Like he's so fucking cool.
He's very cool.
And to see him as like an angsty but also like adult man, like I'm so in for.
Same. And to see them potentially go up against Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh my god.
I could bust right now.
When I see Thrawn in live action, I think I'm just gonna cry.
Same.
Like, I'm so excited.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And also, I'm pretty sure they already cast Sabine, so I think she's already gonna be in it. I can't remember, but I feel like I read something about her potentially being in the show, and so I'm like,
it only makes sense with all the Mandalorian
sense,
stuff and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Ahsoka, awesome. Always want to see her a million times. Also, Rosario Dawson, like, she gets better every time I see her as Ahsoka.
I agree with that.
The only thing I didn't like is that they made her super stuffy in these episodes, and Ahsoka's always been like a jokester. She's never been stuffy, so that was weird.
She's much more like she's way more serious in Mandalorian and obviously in Book of Boba Fett than she ever was in Clone Wars. So
I mean, to be fair, she's gone through some shit. Like she has gone through the shit. Yeah. Really? But it was like very, very like stiff and proper, which seemed weird. But
I wonder if like we're gonna see her transform into Ahsoka the White because we haven't that hasn't happened yet. Like they showed that at the end of Rebels. What'd you say?
Doesn't she like appear like that kind of in The Mandalorian?
I thought that was just like a gray cloak.
Oh,
I figured she'd have
maybe I just like associated the two.
I think that what they said was like that ending scene of Rebels, like where they see like everybody kind of come back together. Yeah, that takes place like after what is already happening in Mandalorian.
Yeah, which makes sense. I guess I just kind of like when I pictured the live action one, I pictured her with the white cloak and everything and the white sabers anyways.
Yeah.
But I guess
I want to see her with the staff. That's really what is exciting.
She just becomes Gandalf. Let's be real.
That's what I said. That's why I called her Ahsoka the White. Like,
really, like you're right.
I know.
That's so my funny.
Gosh. Who else? I mean, obviously seeing the mechanic again was very cool. I can't remember her fucking name, but she's from Mandalorian. She was like a big character, I'd say several times.
Your boy, the sheriff.
Hey, and he's coming back, Cobb Vanth. Let's go. I knew they couldn't. He couldn't stay down. They literally. So
they like glanced over him being shot, and I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah, I was like, are you serious? Like, Cobb Vanth is kind of a huge character. There's no way this is just gonna happen like this. Like,
Yeah.
they're not just gonna end that.
I
But
knew for
he
sure. I was
gets
like, no way.
killed
Mm.
by Mr. Your favorite character, your
Oh
boy.
my god, dude. Okay, so I've been avoiding all trailers for this show because like I hate spoilers. So they like pan over and you see like a blurry, like, what do you call it?
Like a silhouette.
Yeah, but like in the desert, what do you call those? Like a mirage almost.
Oh,
Like a
yeah,
blurry
yeah.
like mirage of an outline. And I went, oh, no way. And your mom's like, what? And I was like, oh, no, there's no way. Don't play with me like this. And she's like, what? Say it out loud. And I was like, as I was saying his name, they like pan to him. I was like, Cad Bane. And it was like,
Perfect.
boom. And I was like, no fucking way. I like went nuts. So I just got goosebumps again.
Oh,
I
that
love
shit
him.
was
I think he's so cool.
honestly awesome. Yes. Talk about like such a fantastic bounty hunter. Although I'm definitely sick of his nonsense. So I'm glad that he's potentially no longer living.
I was so sad. So me and Carl had talked about the episode after, and he's like, and
The season
I'm
finale.
just, yeah, I'm just so excited that Cad Bane's finally gone. And I was like, that was like the saddest part of the show for me that they killed Cad Bane. I was like, there's no way they just introduced him in live action just to do him dirty like that. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. I think they needed to close his arc because that motherfucker's been alive for too damn long.
I mean, fair enough. Like, if someone's gonna take him out, Boba Fett, like a
it should be Boba Fett.
legendary, yeah. So
I mean,
guess.
So some backstory for you. I'm not sure if you know this, but there's like a lot of unanimated episodes of Clone Wars that exist. Like they didn't fully animate them. Like there's an entire arc about Cad Bane and Boba Fett, and Cad Bane like taking Boba under his wing, and then Cad Bane is actually the one who shoots Boba in the head, giving him that dent that he has on his helmet, like the iconic dent. So obviously, and that was when he was like a kid because it was Clone Wars era. So
I knew that they went on missions together. I didn't know all that though.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of backstory between the two of them. So I was excited to see them like duke it out, and I was anticipating that they would. But to me, like that fight was like not as satisfying as it should have been.
It felt the same to me as the end of Harry Potter, like the final duel. Like it's like this big build up and then like a okay finish.
Exactly, because and low-key, that's how I felt about kind of the entire season finale. I was like, this is good, but it's like they inputted like the Mandalorian elements and tried to like slip them into the shitty elements of Book of Boba Fett, and they did not mix.
I thought it was super amusing to watch, but like story wise, it was kind of lacking because like the battles were badass, but like in the end, like the droids, the big droid things don't fucking matter, and like the Rancor was kind of like thrown in there for dramatic effect.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, what? Why? Like,
yeah,
I get that you had to like get him riding on that, but also like, okay, for what? Like, it seemed kind of pointless. You introduced this one-off like side plot line for like fucking 5 minutes in one of the episodes, and then that was it. You even got Danny Trejo, bro.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
Clearly, they wanted to make a big fucking deal about it.
Yeah. So it was good to watch, but story wise, kind of lacking, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They like tied up like all the loose ends like so like neatly. I was like, really? Like this seems too easy. Like y'all just got rid of all of your issues with one fell swoop, huh? No problems.
Right. There was no like lingering, like, what happens next? Like it was very like, okay.
And with minimal casualties.
Yeah.
Although like I thought it was very funny that fucking Boba Fett was like, I have to protect the people of Mos Espa. Like, that's my entire life's prerogative now. And then he destroyed the town. Destroyed it. Absolutely annihilated it. I was like, bruh, you are doing more
damage.
These
are my people.
fucking Rancor than you are like actually helping them. Because you literally threw one of the big ass robots and collapsed a whole fucking building. Like a building, my guy.
Like Godzilla level destruction in this tiny town. And he was like, it's for the people.
Literally, like the Rancor pulled a King Kong climbing up one of the buildings when they got scared. I was watching that and I was like, they did not just fucking do this nonsense. They did not just do this shit.
Yeah. All right. So on to Bad Batch then?
Yeah, so I just want to talk about it like very briefly because like I think that it's definitely worth the watch. Very cool to see like a lot of cameos. I already said Fennec Shan is in it, but there's a lot of like other characters that pop up as well. Cad Bane being one of them. He is in an episode, so very cool. But there's like it also like the animation got so much better. There's like a very specific scene that I'm thinking of in the very first episode, where Hunter, like the main one of the like Bad Batch, he's talking to Caleb Dune.
Oh yeah.
And it is like so gorgeous. They're literally like speaking to each other from like a huge gorge.
Side?
Yes. And there's like a huge like waterfall like coming in the background, and they're just like shouting to each other across this gorge. And I'm like, I was literally like, I paused the show to like gasp in awe at how fucking beautiful it was. I was like, this is amazing. What am I watching right now? Like, and it was there like for Clone Wars season 7 as well. Like, it's the same level of animation, but still very cool to see regardless. And also like more lore building. Like, people keep saying like we need to leave the Clone Wars era. No, the fuck we don't.
There's so much in it.
We don't.
Why would
There's
you
so much
leave
in
it?
it. There's a lot more stuff besides like the Cad Bane and Boba Fett like portion of that. There's like stuff about Asajj Ventress and what happened to her, like Quinlan Voss and what happened to him, and like a lot more information on like
Doesn't
Darth
Asajj end up working with Boba Fett too?
Yeah, but then so actually her and Quinlan Voss like get together kind of, and then they both die like tragically. It's kind of like a really sad like love story.
Wait, I thought she died and he like turned into a Jedi or something.
He goes back to like he's flip flops. It just depends on the day. Sometimes he's a Sith and sometimes he's a Jedi. He can't really pick.
Fair enough. That would be me.
And then there's like a whole like a bunch of episodes about like Darth Maul and how he like escaped from Palpatine's clutches after he kills like Palpatine kills Savage and steals him away from like Mandalore, because I mean obviously like we just see him back. He's just back. He just shows up.
Yeah.
Like they don't talk about it at all. Yeah. So there's like a lot there, and they like adapted them into books and comics and stuff, but they were originally planned for Clone Wars episodes. So to see more Clone Wars stuff in Bad Batch and them expand on these characters is so cool. Like I really fucked with it. I like binged it in 2 days. It was crazy. I also had nothing better to do because I was sick as shit, but it was good. Definitely worth the watch, I'd say.
I think I'm 4 episodes into it. So I have enough to like decide if I like it, and I think it's amazing so far. I also really like the Bad Batch episodes in Clone Wars, and I know they weren't your favorite, so I'm just excited.
No, I like the Bad Batch episodes in Clone Wars.
Oh, maybe it was Cody that didn't like them.
I love the clones. Like all of the episodes with the clones, like I think they're so cool, and like seeing all their like distinct differences, like learning about the 501st and like all of them fives, Echo, Jesse, like all of them. I love it all. Rex,
Echo's one of my favorite Star Wars characters.
I fucking love Echo, and then seeing him back in the Bad Batch, like I'm like, let's go! Like that shit has me so pumped up. I don't care about anybody else on that team as much as I care about Echo.
Yeah,
because that man has been through so much. If they all die, he needs to live. I don't want to. He's been through literal hell.
Yeah,
literally hell.
Yeah,
couldn't imagine that.
It looks amazing, and also a lot of like the shooting scenes are a lot better than the live action ones so far. I don't know if you noticed that, but even like them like stealing the ship in the beginning, like that little like shootout is better than a lot of the live action shootouts. I'm like, oh, okay. Like
they did a fantastic job, and season 2 is coming, so very exciting. Big news, I'd say. But I don't know. I think it's just cool to see them, like I said, like expanding on these characters. So especially like when they introduce them in Clone Wars, to see them like get a show, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like they deserve it. Are you kidding?
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say the most interesting, but I mean, I think the 501 is the most interesting. But definitely. After that, it's the Bad Batch as far as clones go.
Yeah, I mean, I have like a lot of like picked out favorites. Like Commander Wolf has always been like one of my. He's got my heart. Something about that, like that regiment, Plo Koon's guys, so good, so good. The Wolf Pack. I think it's just because their armor is so sexy. Like that is such a cool fucking paint job, and just the entire concept, like the Wolf Pack, like yeah, that's dope as shit. That's dope as fuck.
He said, "I fuck with that."
Then another like big project that Star Wars came out with, like in September of 2021, was Star Wars Visions, which was like 10 or so, or maybe more, like mini episodes. Like each one is basically like an anthology episode. It's kind of like Love, Death, and Robots. They are set in the Star Wars universe, but they like aren't really canon. But it's like just all different art styles and different takes on several different Star Wars stories. And
I was gonna ask if they were canon. I thought that they were.
oh,
But I don't know.
I didn't think so. And just because of like some of the shit that happens in like one episode specifically, I was like, no, this cannot be. I just don't think so. I don't think so.
So it's kind of like What If for Star Wars.
Kind of, yeah. Because like nothing really. I haven't seen the whole thing. I haven't seen everything.
Okay.
But the episodes I did watch, I really enjoyed like seeing all of the different art styles and like them putting like Star Wars and mixing like anime with it. I'm like, this is my dream. This is so
everything
cool.
You've ever wanted.
No, seriously, because it's just as over the top as it should be, and it's fantastic. It's fucking fantastic. So I really like it. I would definitely implore you to watch it. The first episode is the best one. The duel is the best episode. Like it's all in black and white.
Oh, sweet.
And it's very cool. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, that's one that I have not gotten to just yet. So
yeah,
I'm working on it.
I haven't even seen all of them. So because like I watched, that's the worst part is like I was hoping that it would be better from what I saw. Like I watched the episodes that I seemed like would be the most interesting when I had the time. And so I picked out like 3 of them and they were all like good, but they definitely like the duel is the best one. The number 1 is definitely the best one out of all of them, I'd say.
So very much like Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes. And the other ones just like were good, but I don't know, didn't really like match up kind of. So, and I was kind of expecting more, I guess you could say. But again, like I've only seen like half of the show, so I can't really speak to everything.
Yeah.
But there's definitely like, I think my problem with some of it is it gets a little too Star Wars tropey for me and like the original like cringiness of it, kind of like those like cliche, like kind of corny ass fucking lines. Like
I mean that is
Star Wars though.
And
like,
I had a problem with that during Boba Fett because it was like Star Wars has this very particular style where they have these amazing graphics, and this has been since episode 4. Like they have these amazing graphics, but then they use like puppetry and animatronics that just don't match the rest, and like that's very cheesy, and like it's hard for me to watch Grogu in Mandalorian because it's like so high quality, and then there's like this little puppet on a string, and like it's very evident that it's a puppet on a string. So like I get it. I get that you're living like you're true to Star Wars, and that's fucking awesome, but it's like it doesn't jive all the time, and that's how I feel like their dialogue is too. Like sometimes they're like, we need to use the old like classic tropes, and you're like, yeah, but also like no,
but
like,
also don't fucking do that. Like
yeah, it's very hard for them to mix, and they do it all the time. And so I'm like, that was really like clever, but like we're better than that now.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Move on. I don't know.
I really like, I don't know, I agree with you, especially in Book of Boba Fett. Like that scene where Grogu like stops the Rancor, I feel like should have been like way more weighty than it was. Like I was watching that and I was like, this Rancor is really just gonna let this tiny ass baby walk up to him like it's nothing. Slow as fuck, might I add. Like slow as shit. Like no problem. Like I don't know. I get like what you're saying, like the true to Star Wars, but at some point, like put the fucking effort in, man. Just do the VFX, please. Please just do it.
Yeah, I can't, like, I just can't buy into it with the Grogu thing. Like, it's so evident. And
oh yeah, there's like some other moments too where I was like, really? Like y'all.
There's one in particular where Fennec Shand is being a fucking badass. Like she's like climbing on rooftops, assassinating. It's when she goes and like saves all the groups of people.
Oh yes.
Yeah. She's being so badass, and then she finishes. She like takes out like all the people, and then does like this weird fucking front flip off of the rooftops, and it's like so clearly she's on wires. And I was like, oh, you just did so good, and then threw it all in the trash.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I really so bad.
I really, there's like one particular point of dialogue during that same scene actually that I really disliked of hers, when she was talking to the British like e-girl or whatever. And she was like, thanks for saving us, and Fennec Shand is like, manners, I like it. I was like, fuck you, get the fuck out of here, you're done, we're not doing that shit no more.
It's like I said, it's like a weird mix with Star Wars, and it's always been that way. Like,
it's
the cheesy and the not. Like I make fun of that one scene in the Obi-Wan Anakin battle where they just like whip their lightsabers around and don't touch each other for 10 seconds, and it cracks me up, and people are like, that's like classic Star Wars, it's so cool, and I'm like, that was fucking ridiculous. Like, that
I'm
was
sorry.
silly.
The most ridiculous will forever be the like, I have to go to Takashi Station to pick up some power converters. That's the most ridiculous. That's the fucking line. One of the best ones.
At least
so
it's
terrible.
like plot driving. A lot of
I
them
mean,
are
really,
not.
is it because he doesn't go and he doesn't get the power converters?
True.
It's a completely different story.
That's true.
But Star Wars Visions was pretty cool. It's a cool concept. I hope they do more with that. Like, that would be something that they should definitely continue putting out episodes for, even though it seemed like it took them absolutely forever to make these first. So yeah, I think they should definitely like put out more like of that style, because like Star Wars and like anime are two of the things that will mesh best together, I feel like, very, very well. And that's already been proven with Clone Wars. Even though it's not anime, it's still animated, and definitely one of the best Star Wars properties out there, I'd say.
I have to say, I enjoy the animated Star Wars way more than I thought I would.
And that's the perfect segue.
Okay.
So, guys, for this week, I tasked Chanel with watching some sources for me.
I just want you to know that he gave me homework as a grown adult. Like, there's nothing that
whatever
I like
she
less.
had time for. Okay, that was it, and it was not that much.
I did it.
Yeah, exactly. You did it.
Goal driven.
Goal driven. So most recently, Star Wars: The Old Republic, an online MMORPG game, massive multiplayer online role-playing game, is what MMORPG stands for, came out with a new DLC, and it's been fucking forever since they had come out with a new DLC, and the game's been out for years. And so, of course, as is per Star Wars: The Old Republic tradition, they released a very beautiful cinematic trailer to go with said new DLC. And
Wait, so the DLC is for the Knights of the Old Republic, like the old one?
Star Wars: The Old Republic.
So what is that? Is that a PC game as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's different. It's set after Knights of the Old Republic. It's set after both of them, actually.
It can't be that far after.
It isn't.
Yeah.
It's only like a couple hundred years, I'd say, maybe less than that. All I know is like Knights of the Old Republic centers around Revan's story.
Yeah.
And by Star Wars: The Old Republic, he's dead.
He's in the beginning of the trailer.
That's not him.
And they have both of his lightsabers.
What did you watch?
The one you sent me.
The 17-minute one or the 6-minute one?
The 17-minute one.
That's not him.
I
had tasked Chanel with
watching.
watching
God, I saw him in there.
These cinematic trailers that go along with Star Wars: The Old Republic, because there's a shit ton of them. You actually didn't even watch all of them, so there's still one that I believe I left out that I didn't think was necessary for you to see. But anyway, there's the three main ones, which detail kind of like what is going on in this time period. And I think the first one should be the one of them on the ship, and Malgus kills Satil's master, and then he kills his own master.
Yeah.
And they escape. And then it's Satil fighting Malgus in the forest.
Which, okay, that part of that trailer is some of the best lightsaber fight I've ever seen for Star Wars.
Those God. Oh God, Chanel. Have you never seen any of these before?
No.
I thought that I had shown them to you in the past. Okay, so what did you think of? All right, well then we're gonna break this down. So what did you think of the first trailer where they're on the ship? Because that's one of my favorite lightsaber fights ever. I love that one. Of like
that's one. Okay, so like they're not clones yet, and they're not. What are they called?
We'll call them like Republic Commandos, I think is like the proper term. I think
sounds fun to me.
Wait. Hang on.
So not Star Wars people. They're not stormtroopers, but they look like stormtroopers, but like before stormtroopers existed, and they're before the clones. So they're just like the people in armor. I don't know, soldiers in armor. They were the good guys at that time.
Yeah. They're Republic troopers. That's what they're called.
Republic troopers. Okay.
Yeah.
So it took me a second to get my bearings because Star Wars has always confused me with that. And I was like, wait, they're the good guys? Who are they? Who's fighting who right now? And then there's that one like cowboy looking dude. Don't know who that is. Or the same.
I don't know his name either, but he was cool, right?
He was super cool. And then of course the deeply planted Star Wars seed of, oh, you're gonna have to get like avenge your master. Now you have a purpose.
Exactly.
So that was very tropey, but it was super cool to watch.
Yeah. So Satele Shan becomes the Grand Master of the Jedi Order. She's goated.
And very clearly so in the second one in the Force. That is the coolest like Jedi moves I've ever seen.
Yeah, some of the most impressive Force powers I think I've ever seen on display.
And like, wait, T.O. on like, what the fuck? She just caught a lightsaber? She just like, she was about to get like skewered, like off in an icicle. And she just catches it in her palm and says, like nah, bitch.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just hot as fuck.
One-handed. She's still like fighting with the other one.
Oh yeah, go.
One-handed. She just catches it and like it just like absorbs into her hand. She like force pushes him into a fucking mountain. Like it's no big deal. Like you just caught a lightsaber. That's just something we can do now.
Listen, people like the Old Republic characters were literally built different. Like first of all, Malgus, like that man refuses to die. He just won't do it. It just won't happen. He just won't let it. Like
I feel like all of them though.
Yeah.
Like Revan died and was like, nope, I'm strong in the brain. Come back now. Like that, like he just willed himself out of death. He was like, nah.
But I mean, like really thinking about it, like all of the old like Sith Lords, like they were just pure hatred. That was just their entire prerogative, hatred. Like Palpatine was so conniving, but bro, could you eat a planet? I don't think so. I don't think so. I do not.
You
think
be the Galactus of Star Wars? I don't think so.
Yeah, like Darth Nihilus, insane. But regardless, like Darth Malgus is one of my favorite characters. So I love, like, he's one of my favorite Sith. And that third one that you would have seen, which is the one of him like invading the Jedi Temple, is one of my favorite. That's my favorite trailer out of all of them. I love that trailer.
Is that the one with the Twi'lek Jedi?
No.
Which one is that?
They like it's him. He's like walking up to like the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. And then they crash like a huge fucking ship into it, and then a bunch of Sith like jump out of the.
It looks like Thor: Dark World.
Yeah,
where they like crash through all that, and then like they open the ship, and there's like 300 fucking Sith. I was watching with Josh, and I went, oh my god!
Like, seeing them all ignite their red lightsabers literally gives me an orgasm.
Yeah,
an actual orgasm.
So cool, so cool. And the like random Mandalorian chick that's like, yeah, I'll fight with you.
That's another Vizsla, actually.
Of course it is. Of course it fucking is. That only makes sense.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, she I can't remember why, but I know she like throws in with Malgus because she's like, I can't do this shit no more. But and those are like the main three that I wanted you to see. And that fourth one was a bonus one because I think that is very cool.
That one is like maybe my favorite because like you were saying, like the duality of light and dark is so evident in that trailer, and it was like a whole little movie.
The one between like the brothers,
yeah.
I love that shit. Like it's very cool. It's very cool to see the perspective like Force wielders from a non-Jedi or Sith standpoint, because they're not either. They're not either. They're like a part of something. It's very like a lot of Star Wars lore. Like their dad is the reincarnation of the old Dark Lord of the Sith. He just decides that he is not dead anymore. He's like, I'm gonna come back but I'm not gonna be the Sith Lord anymore. I'm gonna do it a different way. And so
Star Wars, dude, they just do that.
Star Wars, yeah, exactly.
But wait, where in? Okay, so there's the brothers. There's the three we talked about. There's the brothers, and then I watched the one.
The most recent one.
Yeah, with the Twi'lek, like fighting light and dark. Okay.
So that's the one that I actually like know the least information about. I have no idea who she is. I don't know her character at all, nor do I know who her master is who dies. But I like that trailer a lot just because it's very cool to see her internal struggle and also really shed some light on like the shittiness of the Jedi Order. Because goddamn, do they deserve it?
Yeah, that's for sure. It also like that very much to me was like, this is Fallen Order. Like she had the holocron with the names of the Force wielders, and like we're just doing that. Like that happened before. We're just doing it again. Like Star Wars is so repetitive. It's so good, but it is repetitive. Always the same.
Yeah. Regardless, like if there's lightsaber fights, I'm in. You got me hook, line, and sinker, because those are some fantastic fights in that one.
I told Josh when we were watching, I was like, this is literally the best lightsaber fights I've seen Like it's like even from Clone Wars, like I know that season 7 had some of like what we thought
pretty
was
good
the
lightsaber
best.
fights.
That just that forest scene alone, I was like the forest scene and then like the temple scene, I was like, holy shit, like why aren't they all like this?
Thank you.
You can do it.
Thank you. Because those are some of like the that like I guess now it used to be 24 minutes. I guess now it's closer to half an hour with the new one. But those 30 minutes of Star Wars The Old Republic trailers for me outclass the sequel trilogy in every single way, because how like it's just better. The story, even though it's very minimal, I feel like you get more interesting story and compelling characters from characters you barely even know. It's just more interesting.
I agree. I 100% agree, but also we have to remember the sequel trilogy, they're all like Padawans.
Yeah, it's a mess.
They're all just learning and they have no one to learn from, and it makes sense because all the Jedi are dead. So like the like rookiness of it all, it adds up, you know?
Yeah.
It sucks to watch, but it adds up. It makes sense.
I love like the Star Wars The Old Republic stuff. And I like seeing like the Jedi and Sith like fight in like actual wars against each other, I think is cool to see. And I think like, again, like it paints like that light side and dark side in very different ways, because I mean, her brother didn't get picked, like, and he just got left alone. Like, it's kind of like fucked up to think that the Jedi like don't pick all the kids that are Force users. They just like whatever happens to them happens to them. Like, if you're not strong enough with the Force, like get fucked, I guess. Basically, is what
like,
they said. Like,
whoever we think will have the best powers, come with us. Whoever is like meh, goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you don't know. Like, they literally like they pick and choose so indiscriminately. Like, you can't do that. You're literally creating child soldiers. Like, that's what the Jedi has been like the entire time, more or less. Like, I mean, they've been child soldiers like from the get-go.
Yeah. Yeah, but I also think it drives the plot of the duality of light and dark.
It does.
Like it literally, if there's two siblings and you take one, the other one's gonna either like die and create a villain story for the other one, or they're gonna split ways and one's gonna become dark side, one's gonna become light side. Like, it's like so polarizing that it makes Star Wars what it is, because Star Wars is just polarized. Like, that's all it is.
Yes, it is. But like seeing them like really like break that down, like I think it's very cool, because neither the Jedi or the Sith like they both have their good and evil tendencies, I guess, but neither one of them are inherently like good or potentially more beneficial for the society than the other, really.
You know what
like,
it is?
What?
It's different religions.
Yeah. Essentially, yes.
And it's very extreme sides of each religion.
I mean, yeah, because really they worship it like it is like a religion.
Yeah. And it's like, neither one of you are right, neither one of you are wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sith do a lot more wrong things, but like their core values aren't wrong.
It really is just like, it's crazy to think of like how you could so easily abuse like such a power, like, because that's exactly what happens. Like, that's what the Jedi want to like maintain balance, and the Sith want to just want chaos. And low-key, like, that's such a vibe, to be honest.
It's literally every story is like, the Jedi are like, wow, look how many cool things I can do, and the Sith are like, but look, here's 2 more cool things. Come here, come on.
Here's 2 more cool things.
Come get them. I can teach you. And they go, oh, those are cooler. I'm coming. Like, that's how it goes.
They are cooler. You are right.
Yeah.
Teach me how to Force choke people.
Yeah, please. I need to know.
That would be the only reason that I would become a Sith. I want Force lightning. I want it. I want it in my life. I need it in my life. Like,
I don't even know if Force lightning is like the most exciting. Like, Homegirl with the gravity, like the Force gravity, that was sweet. Doesn't Revan have like a Force bubble? That's crazy.
Yeah. Also, like, there's Force fire.
Yeah.
You know that?
There's so many cool badass Force powers, and I don't know. Telekinesis is cool and all, but like, there's so much more.
There is. And so I like really think it's very cool to see like the Jedi and Sith interact on such a larger scale, which is why I have such an attachment to like Star Wars, The Old Republic, and these like things from like Legends that I talk about, because I think it's more compelling, because you really get to see that duality significantly more. Because like the back and forth between like there being one Jedi and one Sith, or like a few vice versa, like I just think it's so boring. Like, it's so stale to me.
Yeah, once the Sith get into like the rule of 2,
it sucks.
It gets pretty boring.
And it makes sense, like, story-wise, why they do it, but at the same time, does it though? Like, you would think I
just
like,
make an army. Just make an
strength in
army.
numbers worked, but it also like didn't, because like that was why like Darth Bane like puts the rule of 2 in place, because
Because they
all
kept
the Sith
betraying
kept
each
doing
other.
was they just kept infighting. Like that was it. They
Because
couldn't like find common ground.
you get power hungry people, and all they want to do is be the next most powerful. So what do? You kill the person above you.
No, exactly.
And
I mean,
so it makes sense.
when I was playing through my game, like I played as a Sith apprentice, and guess what? I killed my master.
Yeah, and I mean, like that's even the rule of 2. You're setting yourself up to be murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
Like your Padawan is gonna kill you if you don't kill them first. Like that's it. That's the game.
I mean, like really, the rule of 2, like fucking Darth Vader ended that shit.
Yeah.
Like he still succeeded. That was still the rule of 2 happening, even though he technically didn't kill Palpatine. But I mean, he did.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about Rise of the Skywalker. Like, Jesus fucking hell.
Oh,
Palpatine's
man.
back. Oh shit. Let's
And
go
now
take care of
he's
this shit
gone.
now.
Yeah.
Let's go to Exegol, or even though it's stupid.
Carl is sad. Yeah, I mean,
But so I'm very glad to hear that you like these trailers a lot, because they have like my whole heart. So, and I've been watching them like religiously since I was young. So
they are cinematically gorgeous. They have some of the best fighting I've ever seen. And like you said, kind of in like the 30 minutes you're watching, you're already more attached to those characters than you are like Finn and Poe Dameron.
Sure. Yeah. Correct.
Like,
Correct.
Like I already care more about them. And
yeah.
No, it was really cool to watch.
I also I feel like I've given off the impression to you potentially that I dislike female characters, which is sometimes true, but that's not because they're female. It's just because Rey is trash. That's why.
It's not even Star Wars though, and it's not because I think you like hate women. It's because you don't relate to them as much.
Oh,
and it
maybe.
Makes sense. Like that makes sense. Like I get it. So I'm not hating you, but like anytime like there's like very few, like they have to be very badass for you to be like that's a fucking good character. But if they're like anywhere near surface level, you're like fuck it, don't even care. Not gonna learn. Fuck it all. Like no sympathy. Which I get, but I'm like, bro, you didn't even like wait a second. Like there was no chance.
You didn't even wait a second. Well, I was just gonna say that Satele Shan is one of my favorite characters. Actually, I like Bastille more. She's she is chef's kiss. That's one of my favorite Funko Pops that I own. So cool. So cool.
Yeah, like I said, that like forest scene, I was like, I'm sold. Whatever's happening here, I'm in. Down for it. Love that.
I mean, think about like I said, like people were built different back in the Old Republic days. That dude takes a whole ass concussive grenade to the face and gets up and is like, no problem. Like just another day.
So does the lieutenant, the Republic.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Malgus.
Okay,
Malgus surviving makes sense.
Yeah,
but the fact that the regular dude gets concussive blasted in the face and gets up like, okay, let's keep going. We're not done. Like no problem.
He literally was like, ow, oh fuck, okay, like good to go. Like what?
Also to even like what I think is even cooler about like that entire like trailer in general, they win, but they definitely don't win because almost every single one of them dies. And I mean, it makes sense when you're thinking about Republic troopers going up against Sith, because they're not all just Sith troopers. Like there's more Sith, like actual like wielding lightsabers against these like gun-toting Republic troopers. Who's gonna win? Yes. Take a guess. Take a stab.
But, I mean, it was super badass. Like this trooper literally just sprinted at like one of the most powerful Sith that was there.
Yeah.
He just like went head on, and I was like, oh shit, he's just going for it. He's not gonna wait. Okay, cool. And he's went for it.
That energy is fantastic. I love him.
Yeah.
He's like that armor is also so cool to me. I love the Republic trooper armor. I think it's so sexy looking. Like way cooler than like the clone armor, the stormtrooper armor for me.
I have like a really soft spot for like Rex's helmet though. Like that.
I mean, how could
really
you not?
happy.
How could you not? But like the armor itself, like I think is cool. Also to see them like use vibro blades a little bit more than like traditionally depicted of clone troopers, because or not even clone troopers in this case, but just in general. Like I like vibro blades and I think they're cool. So to see him use it, I'm like, nice. Like get that shit, bro.
Get that shit. Just for you guys, just so you know, we will link these trailers in the episode description so you guys can catch up, and we'll post them on the Facebook as well.
Yes, sir.
Because there's a lot going on that we're talking about.
There
That
is.
unless you're like on Carl's level, you're not gonna know what the hell we're talking about. So they're worth the watch. That's for sure.
They definitely are.
more-
Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, I feel like just looking like taking it all in like visually is going to be enjoyable for you regardless. So
or just like cool action.
yeah,
So.
exactly. And I think like in terms of future Star Wars stuff, like I do not continue going forward in time. Just stop. Go back, because that could potentially be way more interesting. Like just in general, to go back in time.
And I think that's
than
like I
going
said,
forward.
Disney's like on their shit. So I think they are doing that with
Yeah.
their TV shows. And I'm fully confident in Disney and the fact that they will fill all those holes of all that missing information, whether it be animated or books or whatever. Because Marvel pushes out their comic content, so that's all Disney too.
Yeah.
So I'm like fully confident that they're gonna fill all of that, and then in maybe 10 years, I would trust Disney to move forward after they've patched up all the shit they did.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like the new stuff that they're doing, that they're Disney like, and just Star Wars in general is releasing, like the High Republic era, which is like post Old Republic but pre Galactic Republic.
Isn't that like the peaceful time? Like what
Yeah,
is there
basically.
to like write about? Isn't that like
So-
800 years of peace?
Yes, so you would think that it would be nothing, but apparently they're coming up with something anyway. Like that's what that new game Star Wars Eclipse is about. We'll link that trailer too, which I made you watch with me.
Yeah, that
Very
one's
excited
so
for that.
cool.
That looks fantastic, even though I don't think it's coming out for another like 5 years or something like that. But
Ooh.
regardless, that looks tight as fuck, and it's set during that era. So I think it could be interesting to see like if they bring Sith into it, because I mean
The Sith were in hiding then.
exactly. So
can
that
very
canonically they can't,
yeah.
because Darth Maul was the first Sith Lord seen in 1,000 years.
Yeah.
The first one.
So if they did it, it would just have to be them in hiding, like getting ready.
Yes,
I
exactly.
don't know.
I'm not really sure, but regardless, I think that it'll be an interesting time period to explore, because that's pretty much been left like unexplored more or less. So
I do have to throw in Star Wars has some of the coolest outfits and like uniforms.
drip, straight up drip.
Yeah, in all of cinema that I know. Like
I
they're
agree.
so cool. Like I was the masks, which also, so I did like a deep dive on Revan today because I've decided I don't know enough.
That's a good thing.
And
a good decision on your part.
like the fact that his helmet, which I've seen a million times, it's a Mandalorian helmet that he
Yes,
picked
it
up,
is.
and then he
Yes,
just
it
like
is.
goes like, he's like, I'm not taking this shit off until I kill their leader.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's so fucking cool. Like that their uniforms drive like the story. And Star Wars continues to do that over and over, like Boba Fett's armor and the Mandalorian armor, and like it's just so cool, and it keeps happening, and I love it.
The clothes have so much more like symbolic significance in Star Wars, which I think is so fucking sweet. It's so cool. It's so cool. And yeah, good on you for like going to learn more about Darth Revan, because he is one of the most interesting and compelling characters in Star Wars. 100%.
Yeah,
fascinating.
I learned a
fascinating
lot.
story.
It is a bummer that he is not canon yet. Like he doesn't exist.
Yeah,
he's not real.
I would be potentially like afraid to see what they do if they do canonize him. He's like, and if they like change his story or not, because if they do, that would be an L.
People will be upset.
Very upset.
And I think that Jon Favreau knows that. So if he gets a hold of it, he's good to go.
Listen, Jon Favreau and fucking, oh my God, what's his name? Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm in love with them. In love with them. Literally like the two best people to proceed with Star Wars. Do you want to know why? Because they fucking love Star Wars.
Because they're nerds.
It's not about the money for them. It's not about putting out product for Disney. It's about creating something that the fans will love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though Boba Fett was kind of mid, and that was both of them. Regardless, it was there was like a lot of huge fan service moments in that, and a lot of like really important and good plot points, especially in those latter 3 episodes. So I think that regardless, they still did a good job, and anything is better than whatever Kathleen Kennedy's dumbass is doing. because fuck that bitch.
Oh, yeah. I think that Disney has learned, and
I think
they're
so
like,
too.
here's the keys to the castle. Continue what you're doing.
Yeah, I think that maybe they potentially realized that trying to put together a cohesive story with 3 separate writers and not having them, contact each other to write said story was obviously an issue.
Yeah, what the hell?
Because they created 3 different movies. There's no sequel trilogy. It's episode 8, 9, or episode 7, 8, 9. Because the fact that they were all written by different people and that they were writing them as they were like releasing them. How did you guys not have a plan?
Yeah,
you
right?
had the time.
What
you
were
had
you
40
doing?
years of time actually to put something together. And the fact that you decided to do something original, which no fault to you, sure. Could you have taken some stuff from the source material a little bit? You could have. And would you have been better off for it? Who knows?
Like, I don't know, Marvel.
Exactly. But regardless, like the fact that you like did not put in the effort to actually have these different directors and writers make a cohesive story is crazy to me. How did you not think of that? How did you fuck up that badly?
That's like basic like group project level work.
No, seriously.
That you didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you missed that college part where you had to like text each other. Like, come on. Like, hey, want to meet up for the project? And they were like, no.
No.
Actually, no.
I'll do my portion, but it's not going to be related to what we're doing at all.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Miscommunicado. That's what fucking happened. More than that, it was fucked.
Let's just all remember that Rogue One was a light in a very dark time of Star Wars content.
Rogue One is gas. Yeah. Rogue One is one of the best. That's one of the best Disney products that they put out. That shit was pretty good.
Yeah.
Also, people sleep on the Han Solo movie. That is not as terrible as everyone. It's not as bad as everybody made it seem it was.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's a little boring.
It definitely is boring, but there are definitely some very cool moments.
Yes.
And definitely one of the only times I give a fuck about Han Solo. So
a normal dude. Carl does not care.
It's not even just that. Like, he's there throughout the whole like series under protest. Yeah. He doesn't want to be there at all. He's doing it for some pussy. He's in it for the pussy. That's the entire thing.
I mean, that matches his character, though.
No, you know what? You're right. It definitely fucking
yeah. I took like last episode when I failed miserably without you. I took a Star Wars test to like see like what kind of Jedi I was, and I was like so excited. I was like, I'm gonna be a great Jedi. I'm gonna be a great Jedi. And then it was like not that. It was like instead like what your job would be as a Jedi. And I was like, okay, well that's lame, first of all. And second of all, I got a fucking librarian. And it was like this Jedi is least likely to use their force powers. And I was like, just kill me now. Like, actually, I would like to die instead. Like, I don't. Are we kidding?
The old librarian was kind of a badass though.
Costa, right? Something.
Jocasta, yeah. Jocasta knew.
I'm trying. See, I'm getting there.
You're good. You helped me remember because I did not know her name until you said Costa.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, I got a fucking librarian. I was like, are you joking me? Like, yes, I like reading books and shit, and like, sure, record keeping, I fucking guess, but this is like literally the most boring thing that could have happened. Actually, don't even listen to that whole episode because literally every quiz I took, because it's just BuzzFeed quizzes, I got like the most awful, boring answer.
Really?
Yes, it was so bad. It was like the most.
Makes me wish that you should have just released the shitty one that you and I did together.
I know, like it was literally like answers kept popping up, and Hannah's kind of featured in it, and we were both like, "What the fuck? Like, what the hell?" It's like so bad.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
At least when we did it, we did get some compelling answers. Why? Yeah. I'm surprised that you got boring ones. Like,
I don't know.
That's so strange.
It must have matched my mood at the time. It was just a rough one. I don't know. Like for Disney Princess, I got Ariel, and I wanted to die.
Oh, you hate Ariel too.
I hate her. She's
sorry.
The most useless person. Anyways.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like we've been talking for a while.
Yeah, it's probably a longer one.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like this was kind of like a lot of information all at once, and a lot of me just kind of rambling. So I'm sorry about that one. Definitely in more loose in terms of actual formatting because I don't fuck with that. Just chaos, pure chaos, always.
I'm curious to know if we hit any of your talking points because we kind of left those in the dust.
Well, let's see. Let's pull that up. Number 1, Book of Boba Fett. Check.
Did that.
Number 2, Star Wars Visions. Check.
Oh, did it?
Number 3, upcoming Star Wars projects. Ahsoka
Sort of.
Tano, Ahsoka show, yes. A little bit anyway. Mandalorian season 3, also discussed. Star Wars Eclipse, also discussed. Left out one thing, but it's really not that important. We was like one Jedi Fallen Order 2. It's coming out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. High Republic stuff, books, new games, etc. There's a lot of new shit coming out for the High Republic. They're releasing a bunch of books, like all kinds of crazy stuff. And then the new Star Wars The Old Republic trailer. We got everything.
Damn, we are good.
Yeah, I know. So we hit all the talking points, and that's the only thing that matters. That's why I knew we were done, because I was like, we got everything I wanted to.
Like, wrap it up. Let's go.
Let's get this shit. So thank you guys so much for listening. I'm sorry if this was, like I said, a little rambly, but I think it was enjoyable. And also, I don't really give a fuck if you enjoyed it or not, because I enjoyed it. And in reality, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, because I do this for me.
I mean, good for you, man. It is our nerd episodes always tend to be like, if you like the subject, this is really compelling. If you don't like that nerddom, like, you either need to go learn it and come back, or just like listen for us and our own passion. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys are not huge fans of Star Wars, maybe give it a shot, because maybe you'll discover something that you really fuck with. And
that
if
was
not,
me 2 years
yeah.
ago.
And if not, just listen to the episode to give us the views. That would be cool anyway, because thanks. This has been Rated E for Everything. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Thank you to Yasmin Abed Art for our new logos, our new promos. Whenever new episodes come out, the graphic that goes with that is so cool. I love it.
It's so sick.
Thank you for putting that together for us. We love her. Go check her out. Yasmin Abed Art on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, probably. I'm not really sure. But regardless, Facebook and Instagram for sure. So thank you so much. We love you. You are a gorgeous human being. And when I come home from college, you're going to get a forehead kiss.
Oh, I thought he was gonna kiss you on the mouth.
I'll kiss you on the mouth too.
Yeah. All that. I hope you watched the video. There's a lot of tongue in that. From Carl, not me, surprisingly. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to check us out on Snapchat as well, Rated E Pod, even though we always post on there. We always post in. So we're very active on Snapchat.
By very active, he means never.
In fact, I messaged the Rated E page actually like a few weeks ago, and they still haven't opened it. So they're very responsive to you.
Wait, for real? I didn't get a notification.
I definitely did text the Rated E page when you posted something of like you and I was like, these are two sexy people, and I didn't get a response.
Wait, on the Snap?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay. We'll talk after this, but thanks for listening, guys. I didn't
Thank you
get
guys
it.
So much for listening. Definitely check us out on everything. We're trying to do so much better with the social media. So we really are really we really care about how much you care about us. And it really means a lot that you guys continue to support us regardless of what we do, because at the end of the day, we really do this for you. Like, I know I made a joke about doing this for me, but to be honest, like I love doing the podcast, and I love hearing from you guys talk about the podcast and posting about the podcast and everything about this. It makes me so happy. So to be able to continue to do this for all of you is fantastic. So thank you for your continued support, and we love y'all, and stay safe out there.
That was really beautifully put. So I'm not even going to add to it. We love you so much. Bye. Also, Carl, I do have a snap from a week ago from 2 people, so it didn't update. My bad. Okay, bye.
Bye.